Okay, people, more work is being done. I just come out of my boots. It's so my feet so doggone hot. Okay, now, oh y'all. So I wanted to show y'all, give y'all a better idea. Remember I showed y'all that pepper? Well, first let me start off with this. Remember when now these is the Scotch bonnets that I pulled out of there. Remember all them Scotch bonnets I had? And remember when I told y'all you can plant stuff closer? Look at this root system. It's not even that big. And y'all saw how many peppers those peppers were making. Look at that. These root systems are not that big on peppers. Now, can they get big? Yes. Like for instance, when your trunk get like that, half an inch thick or thicker, that's borderline a tree, and that's gonna be real thick and a big old plant. But I'm gonna be honest, when I planted all of these in that one, I got more peppers out of all of those than I would have gotten out of one big one. So I always contemplate that when you planting your stuff. Now, show you something else. So I finally got this bed with all this blackberry and all that cleaned out. Boy, that was a task. But what I found in here, this is the bed I was most successful with saving my peppers. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Y'all ever wonder why you can't get rid of clover? Look at this. This is a type of clover. Ain't that crazy? Look like carrots or parsnips or something. Those are nitrogen fixers, but baby, they can't get in your stuff. That particular variety can get in your stuff, and you can't even hardly do, because it'll just outgrow and take over everything. So I want to show y'all. So over there I had 5 peppers that made it, and I wasn't expecting that because I had such poor results with the other ones. But I'm gonna try to, you know what, I'm not gonna disturb that. I just planted those back. It's 2 right there, and I put 3 in here, and one of these, no, 2 of them was actually starting to bud out. They putting on a little new growth at the base, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it per se. No, you ain't gonna be able to see it, but trust me when I say it's putting on new growth. But I'm gonna show you over here, because this is one that I didn't dig up. So I had this covered in leaves all the way up to here, and can y'all see that that's still green? Can y'all also see over here that that's still green? And can y'all see, try to see if I can get it now. Y'all see where it's starting to bud out right there? Y'all see the tiny little bud there, tiny little bud there, tiny little bud there? Can y'all see that? So that's kind of what you're looking for. This big one at the base too, when you scratch, it's still a little green. So I can't be 100% for sure if it's gonna make it or not, but I'm gonna give them every chance they got. So when it comes to your peppers and you're overwintering them, I'm gonna say your best bet is, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna try next year. I'm not even gonna be so much worried about, forgot to show y'all these. So this will be a better example. So the first attack is, so I covered this up with like 4 inches of leaves, and I'm gonna try to show y'all, see if I can get in here and show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that that's actually kind of green. Y'all see where I scratched it at? So that one's alive. Since I covered all of them like that, I assume that all of those are alive. So going forward, I'm not even gonna try to keep the top growth. I'm gonna harvest all peppers, and I'm going to cut them off and leave maybe 3-4 inches above the ground, and then I'm gonna cover that with a very thick layer of leaves and pine straw. I'm gonna cover it as densely and as thickly as I can and leave it. Something else I thought about is maybe, but see, that might cause condensation and cause the stem to rot. I was gonna say put some bubble wrap around it, because bubble wrap, since it's basically plastic with little air bubbles in it, that can act like insulation. But that might cause condensation around the stem, and it may rot that stem. So yeah, that's kind of my view on these peppers. So I wasn't completely unsuccessful. I was largely unsuccessful. I think I lost all of those sweet reds. I'm not for sure. I think I saw one that may be okay, but I mean the sweet long red peppers. I may have saw one that was okay, but I'm not for sure. I moved these, so hopefully they make it. They should, because they don't have any leaves on them yet, so they should just focus on putting roots down. And I didn't rip all the roots off. They had a nice root system. Like, I left a lot of the soil intact and everything, because I was actually digging out the blackberries, and when I pulled one of the blackberries, it pulled the pepper with it. I can't stand having blackberries in this spot, but it's nothing I can do. It's always been blackberries in this yard. If you let this yard grow up anywhere, blackberries show up. But the wild ones, not the cultivated ones, the ones I actually planted. So when that pulled up and I saw how green it was at the base, and I saw that it had a little bud on it, I was like, oh snap, that's alive. And I thought it was the only one, but it was 5 of them in there that was still living. And I think those are those round, what I'm calling sweet tart cherry bombs. So like I said, them was some seeds. They were supposed to be early jalapenos, and they came from M.I. Gardner. And baby, them peppers wasn't bit more early jalapenos. But it's all good, because I got a good pepper out of it. Sometimes when you know the stuff is not what you want it to be, grow it anyway, because sometimes you still get good stuff out of it. I'm gonna throw you to the side and let you die. We got at night some 28-degree nights. Some of my cover crop got killed. I'm not gonna worry about planting another cover crop. Some of them is still living, as you can see. The ones that got leaves, they're still standing up. They still okay, so I'm just gonna leave those. It's just gonna have to be what it's gonna have to be. Because I'm not gonna keep planting cover crop. And it's gonna run into my season when it's time for me to really plant. I did plant some. I had some they call half pole runner beans or something like that. I had some of those left, some seeds left, so I planted those. Nature 9 and the family sent me black peanuts. He sent me 6 black peanuts, and if y'all don't know, those black peanuts are they used to be cultivated a lot back in the day, but not anymore. But they're out of Carolina, and the enslaved brought them with them as well. So, and they make the peanut is black. I've never tasted them before, only seen them. So when he sent me those, I planted those right here around the edge. I left room in the middle to plant something. I'm still waiting on other stuff to come up, like my Swiss chard hasn't come up yet. My peas are looking good though. I don't think we're gonna get no more cold. We're supposed to be in 70 degrees the next few days. I'm gonna set that right there. None of this Swiss chard has come up either, not yet. I'm gonna put all this on the compost. That was all peppers that I pulled out, but I pretty much got a lot of the garden cleaned up where I need it. This garlic is looking real good. I had plenty of cover crop in here too. Some of them made it, some of them didn't. That one didn't make it, that one did. So like I said, it ain't no big deal. They was free seeds. So it is what it is. That freaking maypop still living all the way up there. Y'all see them leaves? Ain't none of them leaves oak. All of that's maypop. And then I see my Pakistan mulberry is starting to wake up. So I pruned this back heavily, trying to get it to fruit. So Pakistan mulberries, I'm trying to see, do I see any fruit? But it may take a little bit. So Pakistan mulberries, they say tip prune them, and they will try to go to fruit for you. So we're gonna see. This is the first year I've had this in the ground. I've actually had this for like 2 years, but I don't think it was big enough to actually put on fruit. I don't think mulberries are like figs. Sometimes figs can be real small and put on fruit, but I don't think mulberries are like that. I think they need more roots and stuff. So here's the goji. Wait. That's the goji already budding out. I assume it'll put on flowers here in a minute. I gotta do something about this English ivy and these weeds over here. It ain't really time to mow, but I may have to do some weed eating. That may be a reality. So but yeah, y'all, so if you're trying to overwinter your peppers in the south outside, it is doable. But you gotta take some precautions and kind of, I'm trying to give y'all the blueprint so y'all know what to do so you won't have to play with it. Because I was gonna say you gotta play with it, but who wants to play with they stuff every year, especially when you have a huge pepper like that with the root system? Because I'm telling you, if you got a big root system already, come spring, I was successful in overwintering a pepper before by accident, and that next year that pepper gave me so much fruit. I think I got, what would happen is it would grow peppers and almost all of them would get ripe. I would pick them and then would turn around and flower again. All those would get ripe and I pick them. I did that process 8 times that season. 8 times. I think I got, now they were small peppers. They're little, they were the Creola sellers. Little, they're like little 1 inch to maybe 2 inch golden colored peppers. But they're really tasty. And I want to say maybe I got 500 peppers that year. 500. I mean, they small, but they pack a pretty good punch. So you don't need a lot of them to do what you're trying to do if you're trying to make pepper sauce. But to harvest off of a pepper 8-9 times in a season, and every time you're getting over 50 peppers, is, you know what I'm saying? I was getting anywhere from 25 to 50 peppers every time, and it was only one plant, and the plant wasn't that big. So I grew them this year, but they kind of got shaded out over here. So maybe I grow them again. I try not to let my peppers get too shaded. That affects your production when they get shaded like that. But I grow so much stuff, it's kind of hard for me to do. But look at this garlic, ain't it pretty? Those were all from corms. None of those were from actual cloves. They were all from those little corms that break off. So, and you can see the size of the stems on some of them. Some of them smaller than others, but that's why I said, when you harvest your garlic, just go and plant it right back. Plant it back next to all that other crap. It'll do what it's supposed to do. And then by the time you pull your garlic, you can either pull your garlic and you plant your peppers back in there, but plant your corms back. So that's a form of companion planting as well. Just kind of knowing when stuff is ready and when stuff is not. Like, for instance, sweet potatoes going to grow up all up in between that, but it's not going to disturb them onions. So, because the sweet potatoes are planted beneath that. But as long as you keep your stuff fed and watered, you should be good. I got a couple of those collards that the cuttings I did. They're trying to go to seed on me. You see them getting tall? Can y'all see? Let me get closer. See them getting tall? This going to seed on me. And they do that this time of year. But I urge you, if you live in the South or somewhere where you don't get a tremendous amount of snow and freezing, don't pull your, if you can help it, don't pull your brassicas. I saw somebody pulling a kale plant, and I could tell the plant was still living. I don't even know why they pulled it. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess some people want their bed space back, but I like kale all year round. I like brassicas all year round. I really would like all of this stuff all year round, but I ain't figured out how to build me a globe or something to go over my house so I can control the weather. But, bok choy still going to seed. I'm happy to see that, so when the bees come out, they'll have something to eat on. So yeah, y'all, I need to kind of groom my collards. Y'all see a bunch of yellow leaves and stuff hanging out, but they looking pretty already. I can already tell they speeding up. Look at them pretty ones over there. Baby, I'm getting ready to make me some greens. I'm about to pluck them bald-headed. I may pluck them bald-headed tonight. But anyway, till next time. See you guys later.